ഇപ്പോൾ സീതാറാം യെച്ചൂരി മാധ്യമങ്ങളെ കാണുകയാണ് തത്സമയത്തിലേക്ക്.
And given this call for the hoisting of the national flag in every house, those who did not accept this flag for decades are today appropriating this for the sake of promoting their version of Indian nationalism. So in this background, the Central Committee decided that the party will observe the fortnight beginning 1st of August, that is today, from today till the 15th of August, all over the country, in a campaign on this marking the 75th anniversary of our independence, culminating with the hoisting of the national flag, which we do normally on every Independence Day, hoisting the national flag in all our party offices and taking a pledge on the preamble of the Constitution in order to safeguard the Constitution, Indian democracy, democratic rights, civil liberties, and the secular democratic character of the Indian Republic. This campaign will also include the role played by the communists during the freedom struggle, and which has been a glorious role in the sense that the communists were the first ones to raise the slogan of complete independence way back in 1921, when Mahatma Gandhi finally in the Karachi session of the AICC in 1929 gave that Purna Swaraj call. So all these aspects will be highlighted. That will be a major campaign that will be undertaken. On the conditions of the people, what we have noted is that we've never had this sort of a long drawn, sustained, high level of price rise and inflation. This is being led by the rise in prices of food articles and fuel. And on top of this GST hikes have come. So the Central Committee has demanded immediate rollback of the GST hikes, immediate withdrawal of the cess and surcharges imposed on petroleum products. And we have said that if the government wants to raise revenues, that should be done by not imposing burdens on the people, but taxing the super rich. The super rich have been making huge profits. This year, all the companies listed in the Bombay Stock Exchange have collectively made a profit of more than 7 lakh crores of rupees. That is 3 times higher than the annual profit that they made during the decade. Every year, what they used to make, 3 times higher than that during the decade of 2010-2020. With this super profits being made by them, tax them and not burden the people. Unemployment is also reached a staggering proportion. Our youth, in the age group of 20 to 24, there is a 42% unemployment rate. 42%. India's youth are being wasted. Our demographic dividend is being wasted. And this economic slowdown, because of no purchasing power in the hands of the people, and with the price rise, that purchasing power decreases further, and therefore manufacturing withdraws further, more unemployment, no generation of jobs. In that situation, this sort of an unemployment is leading a staggering more than 60 crore people who are of the working age to actually drop out of the employment market. Labor participation rate in India has reached its lowest. People are not looking for jobs because there are no jobs. In this situation, the Central Committee demanded that the government must immediately fill up all the vacancies that exist. More than 10 lakh posts are lying vacant with the central government. And the central government has told the parliament that of the people who applied for central government jobs, only 0.33% were appointed. So immediately fill up all these vacancies and immediately substantially increase the allocation for Manrega so that rural employment, which is a guarantee, can be provided. Today the situation is many of those who already worked under Manrega have not received their wages yet. The government is not releasing these monies. So tax the super rich, release these monies, generate employment, fill up the vacancies, and that will increase the domestic demand in the economy, which will boost your economic recovery with the closed MSMEs starting to reopen when there is demand in the economy. Likewise, the Central Committee noted the ominous developments of the authoritarian attacks. 27 members of Parliament being suspended in a session is unprecedented. It's never happened in these 75 years. Parliament is increasingly losing its meaning when all legislations are bulldozed without any discussion, without any consideration, and the brute majority is being used to enact laws without any proper thought being given to it. This is very dangerous. And with this undermining of the Parliament, the misuse of the ED, and with the recent Supreme Court judgment, which gives a lethal arming to the ED to trample upon the democratic rights of anybody they choose to, particularly the opposition parties, to destabilize democratically elected governments and to target opposition leaders. This has been the job that the ED has been doing. And according to records, only 23 people out of the thousands of ED cases, only 23 people have been convicted. So the government is using the ED not merely to harass, to target opposition parties, to destabilize democratically elected governments, but it is actually telling the people that the process of ED itself is the punishment, that you will be subjected to this punishment irrespective of the conviction. But this is the manner in which you will be subjected to punishment. The Tista Tisalwad, the manner in which he was arrested. Zubair Ahmad, the manner in which he was arrested but finally had to be given interim bail by the Supreme Court. So the Central Committee now demanded Bhima Koregaon case detainees. For 3 years, they are behind the bars. So this sort of an assault, authoritarian assault on people's democratic rights and civil liberties, was strongly condemning. The Central Committee demanded the immediate release of Tista, the Shri Kumar, the release of the Bhima Koregaon detainees, and all the others, including journalists, who continue to be detained under preventive detention laws. Likewise, we've seen in this 4 months a very sharp increase in communal polarization. What happened on the Ram Navami and Hanuman Jayanti days, the targeting of the minorities and the poisonous campaigns of hate and violence against them and terror that's unleashed. And top of this has come this bulldozer politics. And the bulldozer politics that took place in Delhi and in other BJP ruled states. This is actually destroying communal harmony in the country and deliberately targeting the minority community. And this is an assault on the actually character of a secular democratic republic. And the messaging that is being given by the Prime Minister himself when he unveiled the national symbol on top of the new Parliament building, along with a Hindu religious ritual. The messaging is very clear, whether it is the temple construction in Ayodhya that is done officially by the Prime Minister in the presence of the President of India, the Governor of Uttar Pradesh, the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, that it is a state function. Likewise, this national emblem is a state function. that the Constitution of India specifies while the right for every individual to practice their religious belief and faith is an inviolable right that will be protected by the law of the land. The state does not profess any particular religion. But here you have a virtual declaration that the Indian state is a Hindutva state. Now this is a gross violation of the Indian Constitution. And therefore against all these developments, the Central Committee has appealed to all the secular-minded people of the country to come together to face this assault on the Indian Constitution and to safeguard our Constitution, our democracy and our secular democratic character of the Indian Republic.